One of the very best ways to start the day is with a kolache. I love kolaches. So good. So beautiful. So fresh. Kolache.
Hey everyone, today is a writing day. I finished up issue 4 of my comic See You in Hell this week, so I need to write issue 5. What I do essentially is an issue outline. I have a series outline that goes through basically what needs to happen in each issue, and then I have a issue outline that I write kind of right before I need to get started on each issue. So I have the kind of the summary of what needs to happen, and then I just break it out. And I break it out in an outline form in a program called IA Writer, which is a basic text editor. Uses Markdown, which is awesome. And I group the pages, so it'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that way I can kind of predict where the page turns are going to happen. So if I want to, on a page turn, have a splash or a surprise or anything like that, or if I just want to change the scene, I can do that visually a little bit easier looking at the outline, and I kind of know what's coming. I'm working today on my alternate laptop. I'm working on the ThinkPad T480. I bought this for $100 on eBay, mainly to use as a test machine for any web development that I'm working on. But it's just a killer laptop. It's great. Like I said, $100 on eBay. It was awesome. Came with a Windows 11 Pro. I dual boot into Linux Mint on here. IA Writer is available on Windows too, so I can just write on that, and it syncs up with my Mac. The keyboard on this is killer. I love this keyboard. It's very satisfying to type with. And it's very upgradable, which I also like. If I need to make updates to this machine, I can. I don't need it. I just like it. $100, couldn't go wrong. I like old tech. I like old tech that works really well, and this still does. So that's what I'm doing today. Writing the outline for issue 5. I am using, in this instance, the Dan Harmon Story Circle, which is similar to a hero's journey, but it's a little bit different, and it works really well for more comedic / sitcom stories. Excuse me. And this has been good so far. I've really enjoyed using this because I do a story circle for each character, which is great. I feel like that's added a lot of depth to each character. And you can go as deep or as less as you want. Each character's arc. I have one coming up in issue 6. So yeah, the next issue, it's going to be all one character, and he's going to go through an entire story circle in that issue, and then you're never going to see him again, which will be interesting. But so there's overlapping circles and overlapping story arcs, and it's been a good way for me to organize stories. I just in general with comics, I try to keep things simple. 3-act structure works for a reason. This is really good. I know some of my peers are like, "Oh, the 3-act structure is so boring." I'm like, yeah, that works. Just don't mess with it. Like, there's a reason why it's so popular. I feel like the hero's journey it's fine. It gets a little complicated, and I think it was a little too in vogue for a while with, and I definitely fell prey to it with, when The Phantom Menace came out. There was really a lot more attention being paid to Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey, and like literally I think everybody was like, well, just do this and you'll be as popular as Star Wars, and that didn't make sense. I mean, definitely in my cohort at that age, when creators in their early 20s were definitely thinking about that. Instead of, maybe like reading some actual books or consuming any other media other than pop culture, sci-fi. So the Dan Harmon story circles worked really well for me in this story. It's been a good way for me to organize things, and it's helped unlock some character nuances and beats that I don't think I ordinarily would have found on my own, which is nice. But anyways, I'm gonna write. And most of writing is procrastinating, which is what I'm doing right now instead of writing. And somebody's car alarm's going off, so that's a good time to end the video. All right, thanks. Talk later.
Whoa!
Run! Home run!
Look, that camera.
Yeah, you can hold on to it. Home run!